All right, guys, you've probably now seen the news, unfortunately, about some of the rumors swirling right now with BYD purchasing possibly Dodge or some of the Stellantis brands. If you're not familiar with BYD, I've talked about this company in other videos. This is a Chinese car manufacturer that's been making global waves in the past few years, taking a ton of market share from General Motors, Toyota, Volkswagen, and a lot of different European manufacturers across the world, especially in China market. And now it's starting to wreak havoc in Europe, and they're making headway into Mexico. Primarily, the brand is moving to plug-in hybrid and electric vehicle. But I want to kind of today speak about Stellantis and what's going on. So let's start. Okay, so first, this has been a concern of mine for a while. Stellantis, if you haven't kind of know the history or whatnot, what's been going on, Stellantis is the manufacturer that owns Ram, Dodge, Jeep, all the brands that used to be FCA. FCA, if we look back at this, FCA purchased, I believe, from Cerebus, which was a holdings company back 10, 12 years ago. And they're the ones that bought the brand. And first, when FCA took over Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, a lot of people were worried because the company was making a lot of moves that just didn't make sense. But Sergio Marchionne, who was the CEO at that time, longtime automotive enthusiast, a lot of energy. Some people cared for him, some people didn't, but he did a lot of great things for making the brand Ram, Jeep, Dodge hit a home run the last 10 years, improving quality, bringing out some super cool stuff, created a lot of hype for the brand. Everything was sold off from FCA to Stellantis back about coming up on 4 years ago. And if you're not familiar with Stellantis, it's basically their headquarters is now based out of France. And there has been a tremendous amount of turmoil around Dodge, Jeep, and Chrysler brands the past few years. Here's the reason why. So imagine this brand, people used to buy Rams and Chryslers and Jeeps because of the value, the pricing. They were not like, hey, I'm buying the best quality vehicle. It was like a lot of good vehicle for the money. Well, they then started focusing on improving quality, better stainless steel, better paint, better engines, nicer interiors. And all of a sudden people are like, wow, especially like Ram pickup trucks in 2019, the quality just started improving. Fast forward to today. The market has changed quite a bit in automotive. Things are much more competitive. Year over year sales, Ram trucks are down drastically. And then this is the kind of stuff that has been going on in the news here in Michigan the past few months is lots of people losing their jobs, layoffs. We're in the middle, as we speak, as this video is being published, of more layoffs around the Chrysler Tech Center, and they stopped making the classic truck. You're just hearing about job eliminations left and right. So now this has been a concern of mine is what Chinese company is going to try to buy Ram, Jeep, Dodge? And if you think that's not possible, Volvo. Volvo is owned by Geely, which is a Chinese-owned company now. And so this is not uncommon. We watch Jaguar and Land Rover get bought out by Tata in India. So if you own a Range Rover, Land Rover, whatever it is, that's now their global headquarters is Tata out of India. So how is China and how are they going to get into the U.S. marketplace? They're going to have to buy some legacy company. And I've been saying all along, it's probably going to be BYD. And here we are now, fast forward, and this is what's going on. So Chinese firms have been using Mexico and other regions to get into the US. It's a really good play because they can get around tariffs and just costs. It just logically makes sense for a lot of companies. It's been happening for quite a bit. But if you just look at the news the last few days, there's so much going on right now. There's stuff on all par forums right now about is this going to get bought out? Is BYD going to be buying Chrysler? Are they coming for Ford? Are they coming for Toyota? Logical move is get a company that's in distress. So Stellantis is a great target for a company like BYD who's making waves around the world to purchase a company like Chrysler. They've already got a manufacturing footprint. They've already got a good brand. And if you think about kind of the value between the two things, a lot of Chinese companies where their strength is providing low cost solutions. Give them enough time and they're going to steal a ton of market share. It's not much different than how Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, all of those brands that came to market is they're not the most expensive. They're not the most premium. They're not the best, but they're just good enough where they can get a ton of market share. You mix these two companies together, it could be a really dynamite hit where they grab a lot of market share. And right now, the biggest struggle with Stellantis ownership of Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep Rams are what they're doing in the North American market. A lot of the high-level executives in these different brands for Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep, they've either been let go, they've either retired due to the pressure of Stellantis, or they're just frustrated with the direction of the company. The French leadership of the company, they're trying to probably make the company more profitable or however, but once you start changing away from what customers want, getting rid of the Hemis, getting rid of the Hellcats, changing Challenger, changing Charger, you're changing the brand and what the customer base is. People aren't really excited about a Dodge Dart. They're just not. People aren't excited about a Charger and Challenger EV. It's just not the type of buyers in that. They're going to be buying a Tesla. They're going to be buying a Mach-E. It's sad to watch, to be fair. But what if BYD could give people what they want? I mean, if you think about it, it could be a really good move for both parties. But is that really what America wants? I don't know. That's a tough question, but I can totally see this happening, and I'll be shocked if it doesn't happen, to be fair. I mean, they're going to pay, from an investment standpoint, they're going to pay more to Stellantis than what other countries or companies are going to pay. I mean, you're not going to see Ford, Toyota, you're not going to see General Motors, you're not going to see Volkswagen, Honda. You're not going to see one of them want to buy Ram or Dodge or Jeep. There's too much legacy cost. There's too much debt burden. There's too much capital. It doesn't make sense for their brands, but it does make sense for someone like a BYD, a Geely. So this is a lot of rumors right now, but I will not be surprised if we see BYD purchase a portion of some of the Stellantis portfolio, like Ram trucks or Jeep or Chrysler. And I wouldn't be surprised either if we just see Dodge in general go away. I mean, I could see those vehicles falling under maybe Chrysler, actually. Maybe Chrysler makes sense, and then they just take Pacifica and whatever's left of Chrysler and just put that under Dodge nameplate. Or do you just make it Ram and Jeep? I'm not really sure. But all indications, if we watch what's going on in the news with Stellantis and layoffs, they're clearly setting the company up for a sale. I'm convinced of it. It's going to be purchased by somebody. They're just cutting cost right now and trying to restructure. So I'll be keeping a careful eye on this. I've got a 25 Ram on order right now. It's going to make me wonder, how's this going to impact resale, quality, just image in the market? I'm not buying a junk brand if that's what it's going to turn into, if it's not going to be a quality product. So anyhow, I wanted to get this to you guys, give my perspectives, but keep your eyes on this. I would not be surprised if this is real. Hey, if you like the video, feel free to like. If you like the video a lot, feel free to subscribe. I talk about a lot of market trends and things that are going on, a lot of automotive-based news, and there's going to be some more fun stuff coming, just like what JB and I did the other day talking about this. Have a good one.